Hey everyone, in today's video, I want to talk about being broke. Yes, being broke and ways that you can still save money even if you find yourself in a situation where you're not quite sure how you can budget plan in a way that you can still save. I have my notebook here with me, so I'm probably going to look down every now and again just so I can make sure I solidify my tips in a way that you can understand, because these are things that you can implement today, like right now, that'll help you to save money. And I know you're probably thinking, but Coach D, it's impossible to save if I'm broke. But in today's video, I want to encourage you and to give you a different perspective on how you can save money in spite of your financial situation. So if you're interested in that type of video, let's stay tuned. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the obvious, right? So the obvious way that you can save money is to cut your unnecessary expenses. And if you're an OG and you follow me and you've caught some of my other budget plan videos, I talk about that extensively, how we constantly evaluate our subscription services and we're constantly looking for ways that we can cut expenses so that we can have more money to save. So I want to encourage you to go through all of your expense line items. Take an honest look at them and see if there's anything that you can cut. I'll give you an example. So I signed up for two subscription services actually. So one is like a shopper's club and the other is like a monthly box that I receive. And I find myself like I have all that I need. You know, I've stocked up on the Shoppers Club products, and I've used the subscription box to the point where, they're just sitting around. So that's something that I want to cut. So with like the Shoppers Club, like unfortunately, it's one of the, I don't want to call it like an MLM or like a multi-level marketing, but it's something similar, and they make it really hard for you to kind of opt out. Like you just can't go online and click a button to opt out. So I have to go through that process sooner rather than later so that I can stop that draft of that monthly expense, because right now it's not serving us any purpose. So I encourage you to look through all of your expenses to see what's no longer needed and to go ahead and to cut those types of things. The other tip that goes along with that is like looking at your cable bill, your entertainment, looking at your, we have Disney Plus, we have Hulu, we have Netflix, we have the whole gambit. So just making sure that we're actually using those services so that, I know it's like, okay, $6 a month, $7, $8 here, but all of that adds up depending on how many that you have. And if you're not truly using them, that's $8 that you can draft over into your savings. So take a look at where you can cut your expenses. The other way is to shop on sale. So that's tip number 2, is to shop on sale. So for us, I like to look at our weekly circular before I go to the grocery store to get an idea of what products are on sale, and that's what we eat, right? So that's an easy way to save money. Also the same for like clothing and things like that. I typically gravitate towards the clearance rack. If you saw my Target haul, you saw that my kids' toys were on off the clearance rack, and someone left me a comment. So thank you to those who comment on my videos. At the end of this, go leave me a comment. But someone said that they will go to the clearance toy rack and go ahead and do their holiday shopping, which I think is a genius idea. So if you have kids that you're shopping for during the holiday season, you can look and start now browsing your clearance rack for the types of toys that they like, and you can go ahead and purchase those. Also, for our, like I said, clothes, I try to shop when it's the end of the season for my kids, and oftentimes I would get them a size or 2 up and try to kind of gauge where they will be at the start of the next season. So now summer clothes are starting to go on sale, so I'll get them for a size that maybe they can start to incorporate into their wardrobes around April, May, when the weather starts to break. So that can kind of help me to save money, and I'm not always going out and buying the latest and greatest at the start of the season, because that's when prices are the most. And just a shameless plug for the Nordstrom anniversary sale. I wanted to do some coverage on that sale this year, but with COVID and I'm not really working, I haven't really taken the time to shop the end sale this year. But that's a great way if you like to be on trend when you start the season, is to look for things that are on sale or promos at the start of fall, summer, winter, spring, whatever. So look for ways that you can save money in your shopping. Along those same lines is tip number 3, is that I use rebates. So I use Ibotta, I use Receipt Hog, I use Rebates, which I think they changed their name to Retuin. I'm probably jacking that up, but I'll leave it down in the description box. But if you use those types of rebate programs, in addition to shopping the items that are on sale when I go to the grocery store, I'll scroll through like my Ibotta app to see if any of those products offer a cash back reward, and that solidifies me purchasing those products if they are indeed at a good price point. So for example, I love a brand of cookies and they were on sale at my Harris Teeter, and they were on cashback for Ibotta. So I purchased them. I saved money at the store on site. And then when I cashed out my receipt through the app, I received that, I think it was maybe like 25 cents or something cashback. So all of that adds up. And I know I recently cashed out of Ibotta and Receipt Hog, and I think my PayPal was around $68. So if you think about it, it's not instant savings, but over time it will add up, and you can take that cash out and put it towards something else, or you can add it to your savings. So that's tip number 4, I believe. Or was it 3? That's tip number 3. So along those same lines is to use coupons. So coupons are a great way. I was a heavy couponer in the past, but I feel like the coupon game has changed a little bit. So leave me a comment. Are you still a couponer? Let me know. But I used to use a lot of coupons, paper coupons. I would cut them out of the circulars or print them and take them into the store. But a lot of stores have gone digital to where you can log into the store, your profile within the store, and you can clip digital coupons. So that's helpful as well. The next tip that I want to share is a little bit unique. And in that, I mean, allocate your savings prior to doing your budget. So I have my budget planner here. And this keeps me in line with my monthly expenses for our family. And I try to allocate my savings prior to looking at how much we can spend. So my paycheck, I drafted over to certain savings accounts. I save for my kids. We have our, slush funds. We have our travel sinking funds. We have our holiday sinking funds. So I allocate that money out already. It may be helpful for you if you want to allocate out your tithes already from your paycheck. If you do that, if you want to pay yourself first, your 10% or whatever the case may be, to like your personal spending account, that's a great way for you to kind of get ahead of your savings and your personal use money, is to allocate it out first. And then what's left is what you pay your bills with. That forces you to think about what areas I can cut, and it helps you to make decisions on how you spend on your groceries, your dining out, your discretionary, your party money, whatever the case may be. It forces you to kind of pigeonhole that bucket of money as opposed to saving on the back end. So I hope that was helpful. That really helps us to understand that, we're saving, and then the rest is what we have to manage our bills and then how we live our lives on the onset. It also helps you to kind of manage your debt because it shifts your thinking to focusing on spending what you truly have to spend, so you're not swiping credit cards to offset the difference. And the next point is to assign your money a task. Sorry guys, I have my notebook and I'm trying to read my handwriting. I did it on the fly. But the next tip is to assign your money a task. So I mentioned before that we have like travel sinking funds, even though we're not traveling at the moment. We have holiday sinking funds. We have our kids' savings. We have a slush fund, which is like a catch-all for like rainy day. We have emergency savings. So because those accounts have a purpose and I've named them in my bank, so when I log in, I see, my child's name and their savings. I see, bill pay backup. I see other account names that I've assigned them a purpose. And that helps me to focus on saving for those buckets of money, so that even if I feel like I don't have it, I know that I want to allocate something there. Even if it's $5, even if it's $2, heck, it could be $1 per paycheck. But that's a way that you can save when you may not feel that you have a sufficient amount of money to allocate to your savings. My encouragement to you is to start somewhere and to go ahead and push that money into those buckets so that you can allocate them. And over time, they will grow, and that will give you some wind and some encouragement to continue to add money into your savings accounts. And then the last thing is just a bonus, an extra word of wisdom that I want to share with you. If you find yourself in a situation to where you feel like you just don't have what you need to make ends meet, my encouragement to you is to reach out to your local, your state, and even some federal resources to help you. I understand that this is a challenging time for many families as we navigate pandemics, job loss, or whatever your situation may be. My encouragement to you is to really focus on living and getting the resources that you and your family needs to do so. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Also hit subscribe. I would love to welcome you to my YouTube family. In the meantime, I'll say bye for now.